No, I got to lean in.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today? Asia, Sammy, good to see
Hey.
y'all. Well,
I should
y'all,
have
we are.
all black, huh?
Well, we continuing last night's theme of black because we ended them.
This the relaxed version of black.
Yeah, because maybe last night was something
Yeah,
else.
that was.
And I'm so glad New Jersey is over.
Mm.
Asia, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Blessed and highly favored.
Come
Counting
on,
down
G.
two more weeks of this, and then we go on hiatus for a while.
Yeah. Mhm.
How are you, Sammy?
I'm still recovering from last night, but I'm here.
All
Did y'all
right.
feel like I got your ass beat last night? Like what's
Oh,
It was just it was very draining.
it
it
was
was a
draining,
lot.
yeah. So it's good to come to a show that's more lighthearted and fun. It still has some draining moments, but for a majority of it, it's still kind of fun.
Yeah.
Well, before we get started, everybody watching, thank you for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe. If we have 30 people in the and watching, we want 30 likes. You know what to do. It's a simple thumbs up button, baby. With that being said, we'll get started. So this episode opens up, still continuing the dinner scene from last week, and it opens up with Jasmine crying. And she says she's struggling to maintain her friendships while being married. She feels she can't relate to certain things anymore, but she wants to remain close friends with them. Jordan also agrees that things have shifted, but tells her it's an adjustment for them all. She says in her confessional that she was under the impression that Jasmine wanted something different for herself now, in terms of what her priorities are.
Mhm.
Um, in Bria's confessional, she ain't having it. She says Jasmine did this to herself, and she isn't changing at all when she gets married. So we know when she does, she won't be married long. Um, and then Jason goes on with this long-winded story, and production has fun with it, and everybody at the table is over it. And Bria finally says, "Spit it out," and the table falls out. Um, Bria does a toast, and then they start talking about sex and self-love, aka masturbation, and then the scene ends. What are y'all thoughts?
I'm just glad that Jasmine was able to finally get it out, like really say that I'm struggling with balancing being a wife and my friendships. And I mean, it's been clear. I'm sure they've been seeing it as well, but they thought that she was okay with how things were. They thought she was comfortable in it. So they kind of now see, oh, okay, she's kind of putting up a facade to make sure that her husband's comfortable. Um, although I do kind of feel for her, I'm slightly empathetic. I agree with Bria. She did it herself. She put it on herself. Nobody forced her to try to curate that person that she's trying to be. She did it to herself. Um, but I mean, it's out there now. So now it's up to her. I'm not even gonna say her husband and her friends. It's up to her to kind of decide how she wants to design her life at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I like how you put that, Sammy. Design your life.
Trying to be kind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Anything to add, Asia? Or are you good on this thing?
think I mean, I'm glad she got that out, but she still was putting a lot of blame on her friends, but she needs to put that energy towards her husband because she really didn't say, like, it was giving me like tap, 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 help, help, help. Like, what is that?
Mm.
SOS?
Oh yeah, we're doing Morse code.
Even slight. Yeah. Like blink, blink, blink. I need help. Like bitches, get me out of here. And then later on, we'll talk about that later. But she should have like said, Silas, you are doing too much in this marriage. And she didn't say how she was feeling trapped. She just said how she feels isolated with her friends. But low key, that tap, tap, tap. I feel trapped in this shit. Like I don't know what I did, and I already signed a certificate.
Mm.
Yeah, and I don't want to go back to sleeping in the car. So what's the compromise?
Yeah.
um, Alrighty, well then the next scene opens up and they get back to the house, and Milo runs out immediately because he is not ready for the bullshit that's about to go down. So Milo leaves and he goes running into the yard. Then of course we see the normal. They show all the cats get into the bed, and the next day starts, and Jason and Jasmine are talking in the kitchen and recapping her opening up last night. Silas and Silent walks in, and they both tell her that they're proud of her for being vulnerable and opening up. And then Simon and Bria talk, and he says he kind of likes everybody. Um, Then it flashes to Jordan and Jasmine. They start talking about Simon. Jordan says she likes him, but Jasmine says she's seen too much of the Tinder swindler, so she's still trying to observe him. And they talk a little bit about their friendship, and then Shanice arrives. Shanice says she knows Jason because of a previous trip and that he liked her previously, I guess. She exchanges a very awkward greeting with Alex. And Shanice meets Simon, and in the confessional, I guess Simon and Bria start talking about their friendship, and I guess Simon says he did not like that they was doing them other things, the OnlyFans. Any thoughts here, Asia?
I thought that was cute because Simon was like, "Look, I don't want to talk about it," but he looked like he took her out the last bit of the streets that she was in. Here's my credit card. Please go shopping in Geneva or whatever. Don't be on the OnlyFans with this hoe. I think that's what he was getting at with that last thing. I think the scene was cute. I don't think I think Jason is a good friend and he's trying to tiptoe around Silas when he's talking to Jasmine, but I think Jason also sees what's going on with her. Overall, I like that Alex had to drive the car home because and they know he don't drink. I thought that was so funny.
It was.
That's the only time I will not be a passenger princess. Otherwise,
Sammy?
It was not much happening. I was shocked to learn that they did the OnlyFans. I mean, she said it was no nudity or anything, but just that alone kind of gave a little insight into their where they're comfortable with one another based on later on in the episode. So that was a little eye-opening. But other than that, I didn't really have much for this scene.
I guess there's a market out there for everything, because I just couldn't see myself paying for OnlyFans just to see people in lingerie. That's just me.
Yeah.
But it's stuff out there. I guess that's a market out there for everybody. Everybody has a key.
It's probably how she got Simon.
He probably was a subscriber, or saw her Twitter preview.
Y'all play too much already.
Right. And so then it moves on, and apparently they notice that Milo has pooped in the house. And Silas has a fit, and Alex jokingly says house meeting, but Silas takes it seriously and runs with it. Preston said he is not having another damn house meeting, and he means it. Silas is upset about that, and Preston says that they're making it worse because they keep walking past it, and it isn't fixing anything. Like, a house meeting is just going to make it worse, and Silas said he's tired of being the bad guy, so it's interesting that he says that because he kind of already knows what role she's playing. And surprisingly enough, Alex tells Bria she doesn't get upset at all. She just cleans it up. And it's probably because she was approached correctly. She wasn't approached with no drama or nothing nasty like that. She just cleaned it up. What are y'all thoughts about the way Silas was acting over the poop? Like,
you mad, LB? You big mad, LB?
Because I thought it was overboard.
Yeah,
Preston is hilarious.
Preston showed up for me this episode. But I definitely felt him when Alex was joking about the house meeting. Then he had Simon's come so sick. We got to go to the foyer. It's time for another house meeting. Silas, go, please get the hell out of my face. We're not having no house meeting. It's not that damn deep. Just go tell the girl that her dog used the bathroom. And just like I have been saying, the way that y'all approach her is going to make a world of a difference. Alex told her what was going on. She went right down there and cleaned it up. And Silas is just making it he's making it a big deal. He wants to have a house meeting. Then he goes up there complaining to Jasmine. It's clearly Milo's poop. Well, damn, who else is it going to be? Phil gone. We know it ain't him. So, yes, it's clearly Milo's poop. Like, quit being so extra. Just tell the girl her dog. Like Preston also said, he keeps passing up her room to try to get to me. He could have knocked on her door. Or he could have asked somebody else to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, and
being that they already had that whole situation, the night before, cool, I get it. You don't want to be the one to do it. But you could have asked someone to do it. Instead, you're going around the house trying to make her a problem again, trying to irritate everybody else. And you're irritating them, but they're actually getting irritated with you and not her.
He irritated me, and I'm watching.
Me too.
I don't know if y'all caught that he was disappointed. He seemed disappointed when Jasmine told him it was handled and that no big drama happened. He almost seemed let down that nothing big happened about it.
I just don't want to be the one to keep being in the middle. Well, keep your ass out the middle. It's really that simple.
It's poop in the basement that he don't even have to go in. Like that was the biggest thing. And it was because she even said earlier, like, why are you acting like this, Milo? Is because Simon's here. So I think the dog was just excited that his other parent was
or jealous that the mama paying attention to somebody else, because dogs act out like that too.
Either way, like, y'all don't allow this dog to be here. Let's not sit here and act like we didn't know some poop is gonna happen.
What's going to end up happening
in this house?
And it hasn't happened the whole time yet.
The fact that the dog hadn't done it yet was surprising to me, because don't dogs usually do that in a new space anyway?
To market, yeah.
So like, Silas, calm down. And I think where I was really disappointed was he was trying to get Preston to like handle the situation on top of that. No.
And trying to make him feel bad for not doing it.
And I remember, I think
he's an attorney. He was at work. You saw this man on his computer.
Yeah. And I remember I saying last week, I think Preston felt like he was in a tight spot because he's probably Silas's not only friend, but he's Silas's
the line brother. Yeah.
Right. So he's kind of been tiptoeing around how he really feels, but this episode is kind of like showing like, all right, Silas, you starting to get on my damn nerves too now at this point.
Because it comes out again later.
But it came out with the drinks too initially. Yeah. Like when he was like, no, they can get drinks.
Yeah.
Like, are you really mad at that? I don't know if y'all remember that from like episode 2. Yeah. But he's low key calling him out. I think they're silencing Preston a little bit.
I think he's trying to be a good friend. He don't want to, because clearly he knows how Silas is, and he can see that everybody else is realizing that as well. So it's not really much he has to say. So he's kind of being kind about it. But at this point, it's like, okay, you giving me no choice but to call your ass out too, because you're just doing entirely too much.
How I get in it? That's what Preston said. How I get in it?
Yeah.
And then this scene initially had me thinking like, okay, Alex and Preston, the only ones in the house for some sense, right? But because of what happened later in the episode, I'm gonna just say Preston is the only one in the house for some sense. It's only Preston, to me. So later on, the next scene opens up with Amir and Shanice are playing ball. Some people go to the grocery store, and then the girls, they put on these face masks and they drink wine and have girl talk. And Jordan says she's not really interested in Amir. Shanice says she went on a date while she was gone and with somebody that was 6'9", and she said that his thing was big. And the girl said, how? And she was like, I got up them. And all of a sudden, Shanice says that Alex isn't her type. He was her type before, but now that she heard what he said, he's not her type anymore. Shanice talks about her ex a little bit, and Summer says, well, how does that tie into Alex? They discuss their plans for girls' night, then they get up to get ready, and the rest of the house too. The girls say Jasmine needs to get drunk, and their little cheer to get ready is 1, 2, 3 titties, which is a very ironic word to use considering what happens in this episode multiple times. I'll go to you, Sammy. What do you think?
First of all, speaking of ironic, I thought it was ironic. It was funny how she said titties on 5, and she went 1, 2, and then someone was like 5, and she was like, oh, well, 1, 2, 3. So really 3 + 2 is 5, so it still was titties on 5. That was so funny to me. I also, speaking of Alex, I started side-eyeing him through the episode because, mind you, he had the issues with Shanice, and then she comes back and he speaks to her, and his first thing is, no hug. It's like, oh, you want to hug her now. Now you want her in your personal space. Okay, cool. So it's like, okay, well, we'll just bypass that. Maybe he's just trying to be polite.
Yeah.
But it was, I don't know, they just were really dropping little fees throughout the episode, and I don't think that they realized what was going on. But that also goes to show kind of like intentions, because as things start to unfold later on. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was that's really what kind of did it for me.
Asia?
When they're on the couch and Jasmine brings up Amir for the 30th time to Jordan, I think that's the part that she doesn't realize is disrespectful, because how many times does this girl have to tell you she's not interested in Amir? Like, how many times? That's very aggravating. It's not a thing.
It's like she's trying to convince herself, actually.
Yeah, and it also makes me wonder, granted, okay, Jordan's not feeling Amir. I feel like she should kind of be more upfront with that, because it seems like at this point, since she knows, she's kind of leading them on. But is it because she really does not feel it with him? Because she seems like she's enjoying him, or is it because Jasmine is getting on her goddamn nerves trying to pump her with it so much. So she just like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with it at all.
I think it was that. I feel like the story was going like, oh, maybe I will, mess with somebody in the house after my 100 days. Like I was thinking that could have been something, but with somebody constantly pushing it on you, and you really don't. One, Amir don't like black girls. Two, like she already stated she doesn't really know these type of like intentions from men, and that's why she was celibate in the first place. And no, like 100% Jasmine is not giving her the space to even to explore Amir like that. And she don't like the shit Amir do. He took her canoeing or whatever. Like that's not her thing. He's not even really, to me, trying to court her. I think he's not trying to get to know her, in my opinion. Like a striptease is whatever, a canoe trip, whatever. But like, what is she like?
I agree with you, Asia, because I felt like when he did that, he was trying so hard to prove that he could do something different than what is considered normal, that he actually flopped with that. Like, she wasn't interested. I also wish she would have spoke up and said, I don't want to do that shit.
Well, see, and this is why I feel differently, because outside of that, they still sat out there and talked. And he kind of asked, you want to go back over there? And she was like, no. You enjoying it here with me? Yeah. And then you can see later on in this episode when they were, I forgot what they were doing, but when they got up in the morning, he wouldn't.
Oh, he wouldn't lay down her bed to talk.
They just sitting and talking. So he's doing other things, and to me, I guess to him, it's coming off that she's maybe interested. It's hard to read her, but I just feel like she could be more honest about, you cool and all, but this ain't what I'm looking for. Because he clearly
But Sammy, you got a point there, because when he went and talked to her in the morning, laid on the bed, like, to me, if you choose to come talk to me first before anybody else in the morning, that's sending me a signal.
And he's doing it. He's done it a couple times.
Multiple times, yeah. So y'all bear with me on the recapping of the next scene when they all went out, because how it goes back and forth. It was so chaotic for me taking notes. I tried to make it as much sense as I could, but y'all bear with me. So, anyways, they all go out. The guys get to order their drinks, and the girls order their drinks, and they start having their separate experiences. The girls are having fun, and the guys seem more chill. I personally would have wanted to be with the girls, based on what they were doing, because, and Silas in his confessional said he don't really understand Simon, so he just nods and laughs periodically, which I thought was kind of funny, because a little times if without the subtitles I'd be lost too. They then wonder what the girls are doing, and this is where Preston cracked me up, because he says, bitch, they twerking on tables and getting free drinks. And when I tell you Silas' mood instantly changes, I thought Preston was an MVP for that, because I loved it. And then what did the production do? Cut to the girls cutting up. Then it goes back to the guys, and Silas says his routine with Jasmine feels off because they're on vacation. They're on vacation, and he says she's on vacation mode, but he's still stuck on his routine. He complains about how he got a burnt sandwich this morning, but also acknowledges that he could have made breakfast himself, but he's stuck on his routine, which is, I guess, her cooking for him. And Jason says, why don't you just enjoy your new marriage before setting a routine so soon? And then Silas deflects and asks Jason, what is his type? And, Jason, which I found is kind of, he went to just personality traits. He didn't say nothing about, real physical stuff, which, if someone asks me my type, I'm going to say both. I'm going to say personality and looks. And Silas says that he's too nice, and nice guys finish last. Jason says he knows he's attractive, and says he knows what people perceive about him because of his green eyes and the way he carries himself. I feel like he was trying to say people have called him gay before, is what I got from that. And Jason says he can fuck someone if he wants to, because that hasn't been his struggle. As a matter of fact, he just had a baby, and sex is what caused that. So he's not really trying to rush back into that. He wants person of substance.
Shout out to health teacher Jason over here. He could be a sex ed teacher. It was that simple.
Right. I guess I'll just do the y'all want me to stop there or recap the rest of the scene real quick, because you could just tie it all into one.
No, yeah.
Okay. Well, they go back to the girls partying, and Jordan says she's enjoying seeing the old Jasmine. They take more shots, and Shanice says after this one, she isn't responsible for her actions anymore, as we clearly see later. The server comes to the guys with shots that some women got them, and baby Silas was ready to take that shot with no problem. The guys stop him, letting him know that he's a hypocrite and that there's clear double standard here. It is then revealed that he wasn't even wearing his wedding ring, and he gives a very weak excuse. And then the girls are leaving the bar wasted. The bar owner is saying, "Get the hell off my grass already. I'm sick of y'all."
As he's delivering shots.
Just take it and go.
Take it and go. Like, please leave. You can't take the shots, but get out of here. And then we see Silas as a stalker checking Jasmine's location and wants to pull up on them. The girls head home, and I guess the guys head home too, since Silas saw that's where they were going. Thoughts?
Well,
okay.
Please go first. Because it was a lot. It was a lot.
That's why I broke it down at first and asked.
So I need to try to process myself. So first, Jasmine, I'm gonna speak on her, and she's actually having a good time, which is good to see. But I want her to not feel guilty for it, because she's still no Silas, no Simon, doing all these chants and trying to include Bria with her. Simon ain't been there, and Bria been having a time. Simon there and Bria still gonna have a time. She gonna still have a time when she get back home around Simon. You, on the other hand, are gonna have to go back into wife mode. So quit the chant, quit the notes, just have fun, enjoy yourself, because you clearly ain't gonna be able to do it once you get back home. She feels guilty for having a good time, and that's a problem. And I don't know if she realizes that, but okay, whatever. Silas, the conversation with Jason, I didn't like it. So first off, how dare Jasmine be on vacation in vocation mode? Does she not know that she's supposed to still be cooking and cleaning and?
Bitch, you got your nerve. Like, give him a wife first.
That annoyed me, and that's my problem. He don't see her as a wife. He sees her as a property. Like later on when he says, all these clothes I bought you, he owns her. You need to do what I do because I'm providing you a lifestyle. I don't like it.
You wouldn't have bought me shit else after that.
Yeah, that was lame. You're not supposed to have the shots. The whole shots things was lame. No ring. That's all of a sudden after all the babies and the sexing and all of a sudden on guys went out, you forget your ring. Okay, whatever. I'm glad they called him out about the drinks, because he was damn sure finna take this shot. But the conversation with Jason was really, I didn't like, because it felt like he was deflecting, and to me it was kind of picking like, what do you like? What do you like? Clearly,
we know he was trying to ask.
And what I didn't like about it, you're not just meeting him. This has been Jasmine's friend for years. You've met him several times. You've never thought to have that type of conversation with him before? Now that you're with the guys and you want to take the hit off now you want to wonder what's his type. And, I'm pretty sure that you saw the baby mom before. He's been your wife's friend for damn near 10 years, I believe. It felt like he was nitpicking and trying to scurry up something to get the hit off him not wearing that ring and doing shit he ain't had no business doing. And then the checking the location, leave that girl alone. Let her have a good time.
That was so cringy.
She at that table and had a whole breakdown because she can't be herself. And here you are trying to go find out what she's doing. And Silas, no.
Real quick, shout out to Love Jones for the super chat. Thank you so much for the compliment on my arms, Asia's outfit, and Sammy smiling skin hunte. Thank you Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. And once again, y'all, make sure you like and subscribe to the video, please. Thank you. Asia?
Let's start at the beginning. Simon and Preston did not want to be there with them. They wanted to be out with the girls. So let's just call a thing a thing.
Where the fun is.
Them damn watches and like, oh, Bria, text my credit card. Yeah, you miss your boo, don't you?
Yeah.
Because Simon would be the one swiping and making sure they had a good time watching over them and making sure they were having a great time. And Preston would have been there, winding it up with them.
Jason would have wanted to go to with them.
Jason, you're right. I honestly,
if I can be honest, I think everybody would have rather have been there to sit at a table with Silas boring ass.
Because this had to be Silas' plan. This Silas' plan is night. Because what are we doing? What are we doing? So I thought that was funny. I really thought in that moment when Silas was, in my opinion, trying to out Jason, which I heavily do not fucking appreciate at all. I feel like in that moment, Preston, I wish there was another gay man there, so Preston and him could have had a dialogue and kind of called him out more on what he was trying to do, because that is what I feel like I would have done in that situation had I had somebody else to kind of like have the dialogue with. So it's not just me being the spokesperson. That's just maybe I thought too deep into it, but whatever. Them girls was having a time falling in the bushes. They got grass stains all over their stuff. I thought that was really cute. Because that's how I would be. If I was, when I get toasted, that is Asia. Y'all gonna see when we go to Vegas. Like that.
Okay, good. I'm ready.
That's how I am. I keep my clothes on.
And your husband ain't gonna be checking your location.
No, you know who checks my location? My dad.
That's different though.
My daddy, he knows everywhere I am. Anytime I veer off the path, he is like texting me, "You all right?"
I have two friends that check my location constantly. I know Sammy does too. We all have a couple of friends that do it.
My daddy and my uncle. Where you at? Did your Uber turn left? It was supposed to turn right. That's about it. So Cyrus, calm down.
Yes.
Put your ring on, because she has hers on. There are so many moments. We live in Houston, so I don't really wear my ring out, and neither does my husband, but that's because they're expensive. We have dummy rings, but for the most part, like I'll either.
You also trust each other.
Well, he know I'm be out. I ain't got no kids. When we started this marriage, we was doing the same things. I was going out with my friends. He would go out with his friends. If we wanted to meet in the middle, we will, but
that's the way to do it.
Babe, come pick me. It's always, babe, I'm ready to go. Can you come pick me up? Then he gotta sober up or send me an Uber or whatever. So Silas, calm down. And did you see the way Amir was about to smack that drink out that man's hand?
I loved it.
He was so drunk and animated. It was good. It was good for the TV.
He was ready to slap that thing. And then Nick is on point once again. He has become my favorite because he is on Silas's ass.
He did go from my least favorite to
he's in there.
He's in there
for me. I will say, Asia, in regards to you, when you were saying that you wish there was another gay man there didn't have the dialogue.
Yeah.
Preston knew what Jason was saying, because what he was agreeing, he could tell he was saying, but I'm glad that they didn't kind of open that dialogue, because he didn't say straight out like people have accused me of being gay. He kind of tiptoed around it. Now I feel like if he would have just straight up said that, then it would have been okay for Preston or whoever to kind of say, hey, what you doing, Silas, ain't cool. But I think to keep him comfortable, let him just speak. I'm glad that they kind of just let it go.
And Sammy, when you said earlier that he knows that that's been Jasmine's friend for a while, I feel like if Jasmine knows, she may have told Silas that, and he was already trying to get it out of him.
And that's even whack. That's even more whack.
Why would you do that?
Because like you said, the heat was on him. Mm-hmm. That's a low down dirty dog.
From what we saw, all he was saying, the only thing that he said was like, "Why don't y'all wait to get into a routine?" I don't even think that is calling him out or anything. It's just like, you're new to the marriage thing too. Like, ease into it. He
didn't ask the other men what their type is, and he was just meeting some of them.
Exactly. What he's been asking is, do you like such and such? Do you like Jordan? How do you feel about Shanice? He's never the type thing has never been, so
just, to me, it was disrespectful.
It was,
So I agree with y'all 100%. So anyway, it goes back. The girls arrived to the house first, and Shanice and Bria, they laid on the kitchen floor first. They're clearly tore up. And then Bria says, whenever we're together, it's the Bria and Shanice show. And we see that for a second. They get topless and get in the pool in the hot tub. The guys arrive, walk in, and wonder what the girls are doing. And I don't know who said it, but it pissed me off. They said, well, we know they clearly ain't cleaning because the house is filthy. Like, they expected the girls to come home from partying drunk and start cleaning up after they mess.
With Nick.
They go outside, and Nick tells him, hey, go put your ring on really quick. Walk up there quietly and go put your ring on. And the rest of them get ready for the hot tub. Silas is in the kitchen and asks if men were around, and Summer says yes, there were plenty of dicks outside. And I loved her for that. I kind of like Summer a lot. I don't know why yet. And then Jasmine walks up, and she was like, what are y'all talking about? And Summer says what Silas asked, and then Silas begins to explain what they're doing, and Jasmine stops him saying, stop, I don't care. And you could tell Silas didn't like that. It's almost like he wanted her to be jealous, or he wanted her to take the information so he could say, I had no problem telling you what I was doing. Why can't you tell me? You know what I mean? I know that's where he was going with that. Then the scene goes back outside and Shanice gets naked again and jumps in the pool while the men are there, notably Simon. And Bria notices that Shanice is naked in the hot tub where her boyfriend is, and she goes inside. And she's pissed at Shanice and everyone else for not saying anything. Then she goes back out to confront Shanice about it and then calls everyone fake. Simon walks in and Bria is yelling at him and telling him he can get out the house after she fought for him to be there and fell out with everybody. Then Jordan is over it and says it's always something. They can't ever just have a good damn time. Then we see Summer and Jason talking about it, and Summer says she'd be upset too. Jason, not so convincingly, says he wasn't going to stop a woman from being naked in front of him. Bria and Simon are arguing. Shanice is in the kitchen stumbling, and Preston tells her to take her ass to bed. They go lay down, and Silas tells Jasmine that girls brought them drinks. Jasmine says they could have got drugged, and it doesn't seem like that was the reaction Silas wanted. It's like he wanted her jealous, or to ask him, did he take it? Silas wants sex again, and Jasmine said, let's go in the closet, but he doesn't want to go there. Eventually he does. Amir gets sick of the noises and texts Shanice to see if he can go use the other bed in the pool house. Now, I have a question for y'all before we go into all this. Do y'all think in that house drunk, do you think Shanice tried Amir in that house, in that pool house? I don't think he would have accepted, but I think she probably would have tried.
I don't think she's tried him in probably that night in the pool house, but I'm sure she's tried him in the house during her time there, at some point, other than the time we saw.
Okay.
Yes.
What do y'all think about this whole debauchery?
Silas is ego-driven. He told that girl that after she told him in the kitchen she truly didn't care, he went to the room and tried to tell it out again, and she was like, "Okay, well, let's fuck." He wanted her to be upset. She was still on a high, having a good time, so she wanted to have a happy ending. But Bria, I understood why she was upset. I probably would have felt. Well, I don't know if I would have felt away. I don't know. Not with everybody else. Simon, if she was gonna be upset with anybody, it should have been Simon. But I would expect for my good homegirl to probably not be doing that, not be skinny dipping in front of my man. But at the same time, the type of friendship that they've had, I don't know if that was Shanice really just not giving a fuck, or if that was just her thinking, well, we've been out here naked the whole time. Now you want me to put clothes on? We out here having a good time. So I don't know. But her having an attitude with everybody else, I couldn't understand. That made no sense.
Without even knowing if they said anything. Like, she don't know if they stopped her or anything like that.
And at the same time, she's a grown-ass woman. So that's her prerogative. She want to run around ass naked on vacation. I mean, who are they to say put your clothes on? Unless they're just all just offended and there's a consensus that she needs to put her clothes on. And Simon wasn't even paying that girl no mind. Simon was out there slow whining, drunk, having him a good old time, moving his shit. Wasn't paying her no damn mind. But I don't know. She needs to be upset with Simon or anything.
You know, I did notice that at first I was really upset about it at first, like what Shanice did. But then when you hear Shanice later confession that they've gone skinny dipping at her man's house
with him there,
she kind of didn't think nothing about it. I don't know.
Also, if you remember when Shanice first came back, she was like, "Who's red car out there?" And Bria was like, "Yeah, you trying to see who you was gonna suck on tonight." So she probably knows that Shanice has this undertone when it comes to her character, where Shanice probably didn't care who she tempted. So maybe that's been another reason why she felt that way.
Asia?
Personally, I don't want to see a bunch of dicks running around while I'm on vacation. So on Shanice's part, like, you need to be careful. You need to be careful with that, because everybody don't want to see a private part. Like, that, it's one thing to like be yourself, do your thing, get on people's nerves for whatever reason or another. But it's another thing just to pull your shit out and in front of everybody, especially like the opposite sex. Then to do it while people who have spouses are there, like in front of other people's spouses, is disrespectful. So I understand why Bria was mad, but I would have expressed it differently personally, and I just been like, I know you're a hoe, but can you not be a hoe around my man, please? like, because I know we've done this before, but this is different. So just going forward, can we not do this again? The fact that Bria just was like losing it and trying to blame everybody for it was annoying because, like, bitch, this is how shit gets started. Like, people start with you and you start with them. So, Bria, calm it down because you're doing too fucking much. It's annoying. Someone wasn't paying her no attention. Jason liked it. The only other person who was out there, other dude was out there was Preston, right?
It was Preston.
So I don't think it's not clicking. Like, Nick didn't see it, Alex didn't see it, Amir didn't see it. And I think Summer, if you were wanting somebody to say something, Summer did say something. So like,
she's the one who came in and told you, like,
yeah. What? And Summer is funny because I really don't think Summer likes Bria too much. Because did you notice when whoever came in and was like, Bria's out there naked, Summer was like,
yeah, okay, she don't like Shanice that much.
Yeah.
Right. Because she was like, of course she is. Of course she is.
Of course she is. Like, of course. And she said it's so Hillary Banks style. Like,
and think about
it's like the battle of the Hillary Bankses.
I was gonna say, think about both of their personalities. And I feel like she was gung-ho about meeting Shanice until they had the little mask party, whatever they was doing, and she just went out and she just fucked the man on the first night. I think that probably was a turnoff for Shanice.
You know what?
What's the other girl?
But you know, Sammy, I think that scene is what did it for Summer with Shanice. But to me, it was the way she was trying to call out Alex, you know, the thing for Alex. And she was like, how did it tie into Alex? And she said it with a face. Like, you know, she already think Alex her man and she like him. So.
And speaking of that scene, because I thought about this when I was watching it. You got to watch that, Shanice, because she's a tricky girl. Because remember when they first brought up the situation with her ex, she was saying, well, you know, I did call him a couple of times, blah, blah, blah. And this episode is, you know, he put out a bunch of false stuff and he lied on me. He didn't lie, girl. You didn't told us that you did some of that shit a couple of episodes back, and now you're saying that he lied on you. So now I'm watching you even harder than I was before. Just don't flash me. But I got my eyes on you.
But you know, and here's the thing, like, I agree with you, Asia. Like, Bria could have said it a lot differently. But I'm also trying to take into account that both of the asses was drunk as fuck. Both of them was, so I don't expect either one of them to have been totally rational in this situation. And I probably would have it would have still been an issue, but not as much an issue if it was just the top part. But I mean, it's down to the coup de cat. And it's almost like at that point, she's like, you're saying some women got to be careful, you know, with that. But it's like she was advertising it. You know, I hate to say it, she was hot.
Definitely she was. I don't remember, did she even ask if they would be okay or they would be comfortable with her taking off her stuff, or did she just do it?
And you know, that's the part where somebody should have said no. You know,
I feel like she asked Simon, but
I want to say she did because I remember Jason was looking like, oh, okay, well, I can't remember if she asked if she just did it though. I can't remember.
No, you're right. She did ask. She was like, "You guys okay with me taking my top off?" But by then it was already halfway off. Like she was already in the motion.
Her panties was off.
Yeah,
already. Like, her girl, your bottom half is out. At least, like, I could even be okay with bikini bottoms and a big t-shirt on. Like, just it was a lot. Like, the bikini bottoms is off. You had the whole front out.
Yeah, and you know, I was thinking also, remember in the beginning of the season when Jasmine said that she didn't know if Bria was so serious about Simon because she's always going through men.
Mm-hmm.
Shanice could also be like, well, girl, I'm just so used to you changing men. I didn't even think this was going to be around that long. So it's nothing for me to, you know, I didn't know you really like this one.
I don't know. I think Bria did the best thing for herself in the moment was going in there and making that steak because it looked a little good to me.
It was too brandy for me. That plate was.
I'm talking about the outside. I didn't see the inside.
No, the outside looked good, but I just hate when a steak has like cut it on the cutting board and then bring it on a plate. I hate to see all the steak juices. It's just us.
Oh, the blood.
Yeah.
Well, you need to eat something. Sober her ass up and go lay down.
Yeah.
She did sober her ass up. They didn't take no BC powder or nothing. You could tell she was 27 when she was filming it. Girl.
How old is she now? 30?
28.
I was like 27 and a half.
Her birthday was like yesterday. And they
27 and a half.
She was 27 and a half.
So the next day starts and Bria doesn't let up. She wakes up saying everyone is getting cussed out as she recollects the night before. Jordan and Amir talk about playing tennis, and then Bria starts gathering people in the house one-on-one. She corners them, and we see time elapse, and you can tell nobody is really interested in talking about it. I don't know if it's that they don't care or they don't want to be involved in it, or they probably don't remember. Then Jordan, Shanice, Alex, and Amir leave to play tennis, and they arrive and start playing. And then we hear Jordan talk about she's a former athlete with 900 gold medals in her youth for every sport possible. She's an equestrian. She's dived off of planes. She's did javelin, whatever. You name it, she did it. And Amir says the girls aren't playing sexy enough for him and demonstrates how they should play. I thought that was funny and cute. Like, you got to laugh out of everybody. Amir is actually good TV to me. Mm-hmm. Jasmine, Summer, Jason, and Preston go to get the stuff for the brunch. And in the car, they bring up that Bria says she's not going to the brunch, to the rosé brunch. They are all happy that Alex will finally be drinking, which I'm interested to see how he is on that too. She's still upset that nobody, Bria's basically still upset that nobody has held Shanice accountable. Alex says that Bria has a lot of sides to her, and the others get back to the house with supplies and decide that they're going to do the brunch outside. Silas and Jason take the table out, but Silas thinks that he is in the middle of Korea doing a drill, and he is trying to tell Jason how to do the table, and Preston is over it.com. Preston sits down. He don't want to hear it. Silas feels the need to explain why he acts the way he does, and it's because he's a platoon leader, and even the stuff that's most common sense, he feels that he has to explain it. It's just who he is. The table's finally outside, and they finish prepping. Silas and Jasmine talk in the bedroom, and he feels that Jasmine did not have his back outside when they were picking at him about the table. Thoughts, Sammy?
Well, first, I want to say I found it hilarious when they were getting ready to go play tennis, and Amir ran out excited. And when he seen Shanice was driving, he's like, well, hold on, wait. Do you know how to drive? Because she's been such a free spirit. So it's like they kind of, there's some immaturity there. So wait a minute, before we let this bitch get in the front seat, does she know how to work a vehicle? I found that to be hilarious. The tennis scene was cute. I don't think Silas would have given those instructions to any other man in the house. I think if it was Nick or Alex helping him with that, it would have been A-okay. He wouldn't have had to give them no type of rundown on how to do this, how to do that.
He ain't did it yet. He ain't did it yet, and they've been doing stuff.
He's messing with that man, and Preston knows it, and that's why he's so annoyed. It was unnecessary. Like, carry the damn table out. It's not no damn science project. It's very easy. You bend your knees, you pick it up, and you carry it out. And you have to say, well, they're right here. They will move, Silas. When the table starts coming, the girls will move. Like he's an idiot. He's an idiot. He's getting on my nerves. He's doing too much. He's too controlling. He's that ego of his is I don't know what the fuck, why he is something in that house is threatening to him, and I don't know what it is yet. I don't know if it's Jasmine.
Her actual
friend. I think it's Jasmine. Jasmine think he's seeing the other side of her.
And you know what? It is, because thinking about it, what was she supposed to say? Well, like, why did you take her to the room and try to chastise her because she didn't have your back? What exactly happened that you needed someone to have your back? You was the one out there being an asshole. If anything, Jason needs somebody to have his damn back. So what were you going there trying to give her a fucking verbal lashing for? What happened? Like, what did you need Jasmine to do in that moment so you didn't feel like she was leaving you out to dry? He's an idiot. He's an idiot. That's it.
Yeah, Asia.
Right on, my fellows. Aries brother. Yes.
He's an idiot.
Stupid. I just want to talk about how everybody was done with Bria. Like, bitch, we didn't let you get away with this whole time. It's day 8. No. Nick said, I will listen, but I don't have no input. Y'all bitches didn't clean up last night, so I'm you dirty hoe.
Burning bacon, and you want to come in here with this shit?
You know what? You done cooked steak juice dripping all down the dang on counter. Like, I don't have time for you right now because you're dirty.
Oh, okay. Love Jones showing out with another super chat. Thank you. Pitching in my 4 ball if I was in the cast, because PH Ballas would have been dunked in the jacuzzi. Go away from us, you curly haired strumpet. Okay, I like that word, strumpet.
Love Jones does not like Shanice.
I mean, join the club.
I feel her. Like, I get being a free spirit, but girl, then somebody else put in the chat too. Like, that's your homegirl. Why does everybody else have to Like, why do you expect anybody else to check her when it's nothing life-threatening about it? Like, you were offended and you say something, and you did say something. Like, leave us out of it. And even Preston was like, do you not see that you are the common denominator? You are. And it's either the way, like, it'd be different if everybody was always coming at Bria, but that's not necessarily the case. Bria is for whatever reason or another, always in the middle of something. And he's just calling that out. I can't say whether or not that's Bria's fault, but girl, people are doing stuff to you. Yeah. So either you deal with it yourself and leave us out of it, or you leave. You leave.
I agree. And you got to remember, like you said, that is her girl. If I recall correctly, Bria is only there because Shanice invited her. She was never invited to begin with. Like,
she said on Watch What Happens Live, she recently got like closer to Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
So we know for a fact that Shanice is your in. So I mean, you here now.
And Bria might be Shanice's out if they have another season. Because I wouldn't be surprised if Shanice don't come back.
I
bring back Mariah.
I think the cast is good as is minus Silas. Like if they took Silas out and brought somebody else in for next season.
Silas and Jasmine?
No, just Silas. I feel like it's a bunch of it's not a couple's thing.
Yeah.
So y'all don't need to be there as a couple. Go to work and make the money.
Maybe Silas would be in a hotel down the street from the house.
I mean, he's so stuck in his schedule anyway. You don't know how to do vacation, so just don't go on vacation. At least don't come over here ruining mine.
I'm sorry, y'all. I don't wish it, but I don't think they're gonna make it.
No, they're not.
I don't know.
Jasmine gonna try as long as she can.
Not if he keep acting the way he does. It'd be one thing if he's putting on for the show, thinking that that's the role he needs to play. That's one thing, and he's not really like that.
He's convincing then.
I'm hoping that's what it is. But the way he was, I mean, we ain't got to the end credits or the
next episode. Mm-hmm.
I was like, SOS. Who are you talking to?
Well, we already see some of that in the next scene too already. Yeah, it's just crazy. So we get into the pretty much the wrapping this up. Silas tries to tell Jasmine to wear flats, I guess, as they start getting ready, and Jasmine tells him she don't have any, and she don't like. You can tell she doesn't like him trying to tell her what to wear. Everyone else is getting dressed, and the food arrives. They're getting ready to walk outside, and Silas once again tells Jasmine about her heels in the grass, and Jasmine just like, okay, but it's kind of, I don't know. I'm getting creeped out every time Silas is doing stuff like that. Then Alex is outside, and Alex tells Jordan she's getting thick. And you can tell Jordan's like, excuse me? Because he just came out of left field. Alex apologizes. He takes the opportunity to tell her that when they get in the house, he felt that they assigned her a person, Amir, and that it was a disservice to her because nobody else got to know her. And Jordan does not like that at all. And real quick, I forgot to mention that when his little confession after he told Jordan he was thick, he sung a little flat note saying he should have said something else because I can't tell he's related to John Legend when he sang that note, but
he is in fact an ordinary person.
Less than ordinary. But Jordan tells him, okay, well, you're opening up more now, but are you gonna be busted out with to getting naked now trying to get to know me, or are you gonna be chill? Simon comes out and saves the day for Jordan. And they say he's dressed better than Nick, which I didn't see that, but I guess it was just trying to make it feel comfortable. Shanice is still getting ready, and we hear that she doesn't feel bad about the night before. She's still bringing her up in her Queen Patra braids in this confessional. Her hair changed quick. And everyone is downstairs, and in the final scene, Shanice comes to the balcony topless once again and tells them to wait for her. The episode ends with Jasmine, someone who didn't bother to hold Shanice accountable or didn't think it was a big deal, now agreeing that she doesn't like what Shanice just did. So before I go to y'all, we're going to put the link in the comments for anybody who wants to call in. And Asia, I'll start with you.
I feel like in the middle of the day, like, why are you walking outside with your titties out? Like on the balcony with a bottle of rosé in your hand. It's thirsty. Like it's it's thirsty, Shanice. I usually like girls named Shanice, but yeah, no, that was inappropriate. And so I don't know if Jasmine had nothing to say about it or was fine with it the night before, but she has the right to change her mind. And in this moment, I would have changed my mind because, okay, y'all was drunk then. Now you're just doing this on purpose. And I know
That's true.
Shanice thinks it's a joke, but we are about to sit down and have like a nice lunch or whatever, brunch or whatever they were about to have. So it's just that action in itself is inappropriate. Like nudity is something that you really should like ask for consent for. At the end of the day, like flashing people is illegal. Cussing people out, fine. Being loud, fine.
In today's climate, some people are gonna think that's assault, sexual assault.
Exactly. Like, girl, what are you doing? You can't even pee outside, like in a bush on your own. Girl, calm down. That was too much. I thought it was real cute that Jasmine was just ignoring that nigga, because who are you talking to? Again, I've been walking in heels. She probably been walking in heels since she was a little girl. I know how to walk in heels and grass. Have you walked in heels, Silas? Is there something that you need to tell me? Since you're going around asking other people about who they like to fuck and who their type is? Is there something that I need to know, Silas? That's what it was giving. You talking about the dresses you bought me and which one to wear. Why are you picking out my clothes? If you wanted to pick out my clothes, you should have had my shit laid out.
And ironed for me instead of me ironing for you.
When I came out the shower. That's some sexy shit. You're being a nuisance. You're annoying. That's all.
I don't even know if I would have found that sexy coming from him, because I would have still took it as him controlling her.
He's controlling. That whole
ridiculous.
That whole little, you should wear this and wear that. It's only gonna look right if you wear flats. Like it's like a dad getting a child ready for preschool or something. Like it's. I can understand. I can get wanting them to wear a certain thing. I can understand giving input or saying I can get that, but it's just something about him and how he maneuvers. It's just not coming off like that. He's controlling. It's annoying as hell. Alex, he had been fucking with Jordan the whole, at the tennis place, telling him she wasn't. They weren't playing sexy, and then now all of a sudden, mind you, you're the same one who sat down there, sitting right next to Amir, having the conversation, saying you would want her to be more open or more upfront or to reciprocate what he's giving. And now you're out here telling the girl, oh, you're thick. Now you shooting your shot at her. And I feel like it's because maybe it's being said around the house that Jordan doesn't have an interest in Amir, so now he feels like, okay, well, I can come in and kind of do my thing. When Jordan made a comment and she said, so y'all are just having these meetings that I'm not privy to regarding me, and how she didn't like it, I can understand her being frustrated with that. But I thought it was very funny to say when you had that same house meeting without Mariah, and you kind of were the one you played a part in that, because you took the girl out there and was demonstrating what happened and kind of making it known that something needs to happen. That was hypocritical to me. The ending was, you can tell that Shanice is like, fuck y'all, or fuck you, Bria. She went out there and did that intentionally because she was laughing when she did, and she had the hands up like, what now? She was antagonizing Bria. Well, Bria wasn't even out there, but she was. I just
if
thought
she
about
did that to Bria, she did it to her ex.
Bria wasn't even out there, but she was exactly. She was antagonizing. She was trying to keep it going because she wants them to know, like, I don't care. I'm here to have a good time. So whatever y'all say, it's gonna be whatever. But I tell you this: if she took her ass out there on that balcony and that's gonna cause another house meeting, I want them to vote her ass out, because I'm sick of the house meetings. Send her ass back home. Don't even let her wait till the last day. She got to go right now.
I agree.
Right now.
Well, yeah, we have one caller in the queue. Waiting on Tez to add them in. If they didn't, okay. Hey, TKC. How are you, my sweet baby?
Hi, Dan. Hi, Asia.
Hi, TKC.
You come up in this house, you got to speak to Sammy, too?
Let him go.
Hey, Sam. How are you? Anyway, I'm going to be quick. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so this episode was like really the most interesting of the episodes to me. Like all the rest of the episodes was boring. This was the most interesting one. And why? Because Shanice is here. Like, Shanice and Preston have really become my favorite. So all this talk about getting rid of Shanice is a no. And you know, Shanice is such a free spirit, and like she's just like me. Like, you know, if I'm going on the trip and I'm single and there's other single people there, I'm leaving there with something. So I get Shanice, you know, trying to get her a little piece while on the trip.
You gonna get naked in front of other people, man?
I ain't gonna do all that.
Okay.
Your danglings just swinging around.
If any other single people there, it's going down. So I leave that leave everyone. But yeah, this episode was real really interesting. I loved it. Like, I'm really a Summer House fan now.
Me too.
Fan now. So I'm definitely gonna keep tuning in. If Shanice is still there, I'm still there, and I really want Preston to cut the fuck out of Silas. I cannot stand Silas. Like, I really want Preston to wear his ass out one good time. But you know what? Why this episode was good to me? Because Amir and all that damn crying. He was not crying this episode or whining. I'm so sick of him crying and whining about being biracial. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on this episode. It was interesting. Not a lot happened, but it was way more interesting episode.
Well, as always, TKC, we thank you for being a faithfully tuning in, and we appreciate your thoughts.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Danny, Asia, Candy Coated. Bye.
I do agree with him though. This was the best episode. But I don't think it's because Shanice is there. I think because everybody is they're gelling now. Everybody's comfortable with one another. They know each other's personalities, so they can actually.
And we have one more caller too, by the way.
Having a good time.
Come on in.
Come on in the room, baby.
Come on, Durandus.
Come on, Will.
Hey, Will.
Will. Hey,
There
Will.
you go.
There you go.
I don't know, Will. It's frozen, Will.
Well, I guess Will became won't. Let's give a couple more seconds to see if he tries to call back in. But
That is funny.
Y'all ever be on TikTok and you see the old lady that be like, eating good with Freddie J? That's what he reminded me of, just when he was looking at the phone.
I have one thing to say. I didn't think about Alex and Jordan. I feel like, honestly, Jordan wishes Alex would have been like actually coming on to her this whole time instead of Amir, because Amir just gives like fun friend vibes. Like, he doesn't give like, I want to be with you. I want to like.
I have a theory about that too, about why he gives that vibe. Amir is used to, because he's dating, he doesn't really date black women. He probably doesn't have to try to court anybody.
Yeah.
And I also feel like the only reason why, because I agree with you, I think Jordan would have much rather Alex, but I think she has that view of Alex because he seems more laid back and chill. But she also don't really know him. I feel like once you get to know him, I feel like the awkwardness where he blurted out of nowhere, you getting thick and stuff, he's awkward like that. And I feel like she may not have enjoyed that.
He went to Princeton. He is a nerdy guy. Like, at the end, you can tell he's nerdy. He went to Princeton and he went to Miami for undergrad. He's like a.
But we know he didn't go on The Voice.
I'm just saying, like, his personality, I could see even the whole like personal space thing, like all that clicks to me. And even meeting him, like everything clicks to me about his personality. I think he has a shell that he has to come out of, and I feel like it's going to happen, but he has to be comfortable.
As soon as he sipped that rosé, it's coming out, baby. I feel like because remember, I'm watching What Happens Live, both Preston and Bria, when Andy asked who was the most messiest in the house, they both said Alex. They didn't say Shanice after this whole topless thing. They still didn't name Shanice. They said Alex. So I'm very curious to see what's coming these next two episodes.
Remember, he kept making them he makes little remarks every once in a while too. They just don't land. Like,
and you can see in the preview for next week, Amir stomping off because of what Alex told her. So I'm interested to see what happens there.
Yeah,
But
he's already being messy. That whole exchange with Jordan at the end was messy.
Mhm.
So we
Came out of left field.
Now we can just see how it's going to unfold. But
yeah,
I do agree with you, Asia. I do think that she kind of wanted more of Alex, because Alex, I mean, it's cute, but Alex just gives more mature. So that's probably what she kind of wanted coming in.
and he handsome.
Big old
That,
head.
that smile of his is very, But well, I guess
Relaxing too. Not
I guess Will won't be coming back. So so Asia, Sammy, thank you. This was fun as always. Everybody, again, make sure you like and subscribe. We have 2 more episodes left of this, and then we have on Monday we will have Housewives of Atlanta. That's how we're doing right now, right? It's the only other show because Jersey's out.
Jersey's done.
Yep, I think it's Atlanta. Possibly next Monday.
Oh, Monday's Juneteenth, the holidays, so maybe Tuesday.
Oh,
okay.
If the episode not good, then
it's gonna be good. Well, all right, y'all. Thank you once again. I will see y'all next week. Lean out.
Good night.
Bye.